They fined me $14,200 for porch lights I bought at Home Depot. Yeah, just regular motion sensor LEDs to keep raccoons out of the trash. The HOA said they violated illumination harmony. That's not a joke. That was the official legal term. But I've got a little sister who inspects lighting code for the state. And what she uncovered? It set off a chain of lawsuits, resignations, and one very satisfying federal audit. My name's Rowan. I moved to Rivergate Estates 3 years ago after my divorce. Quiet cul-de-sac, mature trees, houses with front porches and those little white rocking chairs, very Norman Rockwell. I didn't want trouble. I just wanted peace. My house was a foreclosure I fixed up myself. Spent weekends painting shutters, planting lilies. The neighbors waved. The HOA cashed my dues. All was well, until the lights. It started with a pink slip on my front door. Citation number 771, unauthorized illumination fixtures. I laughed. Legit laughed. Thought it was a prank. The motion lights were solar powered. Low profile. Downward facing. I emailed the board thinking they'd apologize. They didn't. They fined me $250. Then they added a daily accrual clause, $50 a day until I removed them. That's when I knew, this wasn't about the lights. 2 days later, my next-door neighbor, Mr. Keller, stopped waving. 3 more, and a woman I'd never met started taking pictures of my home from across the street. The HOA newsletter came out that week. My name, full name, was in it. Homeowner non-compliant with Article 12. In bold. It called me a safety hazard to the neighborhood aesthetic. I was shocked. And then furious. I started digging. Knowledge nugget number 1, most HOA bylaws can't override federal or municipal code, especially safety regulations like outdoor lighting. I attended the next board meeting. It was in a church basement. Folding chairs. Lemon cookies. 3 out of 5 board members wouldn't meet my eyes. I stood up. I read a line from the county code. Exterior lighting is permitted for residential security provided it does not exceed 800 lumens and does not face the public right-of-way. Mine were 400. Shielded. Mounted correctly. The president, Ms. Lynn Aldridge, gave me this thin smile. She said, "We're enforcing stricter guidelines for the sake of neighborhood continuity." And that was it. Meeting adjourned. Except it wasn't. A neighbor I'd never spoken to, Jonah, a retired electrician, pulled me aside afterward. He whispered, "They did this to me over my garage door color. Had to repaint it twice." He winked. "You're not the only one they're targeting." I started knocking on doors. Quiet ones. People who avoided HOA drama. 5 different families told me the same thing. Arbitrary citations. Secret decorum fines. Retaliation for filing complaints. One woman's kid got suspended from the community pool because she missed a dues payment by 4 days. That's when my sister got involved. Grace is 5 years younger than me, and her job is literally inspecting lighting codes and safety compliance for the state of Oregon. I sent her photos. Specs. Placement angles. She called me back the next day and said, "These lights are textbook compliant. But the HOA's language? That's not lighting code. It's property insurance lingo." Insurance? Now I was down the rabbit hole. Grace pulled Rivergate's insurance filings. Public records. She found a clause requiring uniform light dispersion across shared visual space for discounted rates. The HOA was getting a 20% premium break from the insurer, as long as all homes matched an outdated lighting standard. They weren't enforcing code. They were protecting a discount. At our expense. But the bombshell was still coming. Grace found the insurance contract had a kickback rider. If Rivergate maintained non-incident compliance for 24 months, the management company, Meridian Group, got a payout. A big one. almost $60,000. And who was the liaison for the HOA's insurance filings? Lynn Aldridge. Knowledge nugget number 2, HOA board members must disclose conflicts of interest, especially if they stand to benefit financially from decisions. We weren't just dealing with petty power. This was coordinated grift. I requested the HOA's expense records. Denied. I asked for meeting minutes. Redacted. So I filed a formal records request under the Davis-Sterling Act. Suddenly, I got a call from the HOA's attorney. He threatened to countersue me for harassment. That's when I posted everything online. Screenshots. Fines. Photos. The insurance clause. Neighbors started DMing me. One sent me a photo of Lynn's backyard, lit up like a Christmas village. Full floodlights. High wattage bulbs. 2 illegal uplighting installations pointed at trees. Another sent a PDF of last year's HOA annual budget. Guess what was missing? The $14,000 in fines they'd collected that quarter. Just gone. I filed complaints with the state licensing board, the insurance commissioner, and, thanks to a tip from Grace, the IRS. Because guess what? If an HOA collects fines and doesn't report them as income, it's considered undeclared taxable revenue. Within 3 weeks, I got 3 emails. One from the State Housing Bureau. One from the Department of Insurance. And one from the IRS Office of Exempt Organizations. They were opening investigations. If you're still listening, screenshot this line from the Davis-Sterling Act and tag someone who pays HOA dues. Civil Code Section 5200 to 5240, members have a right to inspect all financial records, minutes, and contracts. That one clause can save you thousands. I wasn't done. I wrote up a legal complaint, helped by a nonprofit that assists HOA victims. I filed a small claims suit for damages. Jonah, the retired electrician, joined me. So did the single mom with the pool suspension. We became a coalition. Our goal wasn't just revenge. It was transparency. We hosted a community town hall. Booked the local library. 50 people showed up. One by one, they told their stories. The $800 fence repaint. The disabled vet forced to remove his ramp. The widow fined for a flagpole planted by her late husband. We sent it all to the Attorney General. The pressure worked. The insurance company froze Rivergate's policy. The state sent an auditor to review the HOA's books. That's when things really exploded. The missing fines? Unreported. The secret insurance clause? Unauthorized. The payout? Flagged. Lynn Aldridge resigned the next morning. But not before someone leaked her resignation email. It ended with this line. If you think you've won, you've got no idea who you're messing with. Knowledge nugget number 3, board members who knowingly misuse HOA funds can face personal liability, including liens and criminal charges. The state appointed a temporary trustee. We held a special election. Jonah was voted board president. We rewrote the bylaws. Added mandatory transparency measures. Reinstated the community pool access for everyone. And as for me, I kept my porch lights. But I added one more, right above the mailbox. It's a soft golden hue, perfectly angled. My little nod to Lynn. Oh, and we sent $3,000 of our new community budget to a local scholarship for tradeswomen. Grace got the first thank you letter. But here's the kicker. Last week, I got an envelope. No return address. Inside? A photocopy of Lynn's backyard permit application. Filed in a different HOA, 3 counties away. Guess whose name was on the architectural review board? Next week, the city that tried to steal a solar farm from a retired engineer.